All right, BradCooney.com. I'd like to welcome to the show from season 26 of The Voice, Shye. What is up, Shye?
Hey.
So, first of all, thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Your blind audition was mesmerizing.
Thank you.
And so did the coaches think that as well, because you got a 4-chair turn. So congratulations on that. So let's get into this. Briefly, before we start with your blind audition, just kind of like remind the listeners a little bit about you, like when you first discovered music and your voice, and how did it all start?
I first discovered music when I was around, I want to say for real, 5 years old. Because my siblings would always, sing and play music, different genres around the house. Everybody has a different type of, love for music and appreciation. So I got, a pretty decent sense of what it's like, all different genres. And so I started singing in, my high school musicals later on, and I started performing then and for different places in my town in Long Island. And that's kind of what led me to audition for The Voice.
That's amazing. And what I always say when I do these interviews, this is my 18th season, by the way, and interviewing the voice singers. It's like a journey to get there. A lot of people think it's just like, oh, they're on TV, but it's not. I mean, there's things you have to conquer first. You know what I mean? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's it's a fun but long process. Yeah.
Yeah.
I auditioned online, so there was several rounds I had to get through in order to be able to get to the blinds.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely fun creating the videos for each of those rounds and kind of getting to meet some of the artists even before we got out to filming the blinds.
Very cool. And honestly, I'm glad that the show does it like that, because there's such a saturation, so many talented people. There's just hundreds and hundreds of thousands, so they have to do it that way, so it's a must. All right, so talk us through the night before your blind audition. For me, I would be terrified if it was me. I don't know about you, but I would be horrified. So you tell us about it.
I was mortified. I was like, I can't believe this is about to happen. I was absolutely shaking in my boots. It was so over. And I don't know. I knew that I was not gonna get sleep, but I knew that I needed it. Mm-hmm. So I just went to sleep that day, and then I woke up at 4 a.m. and I just stayed up because I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep at night. Mm-hmm. So it was nerve-wracking but exciting. It was a mixture of excitement and being absolutely terrified, and it was great. It was positively stressful.
Right, that's a good way to word it for sure. What about the walk from the back to the stage? When they call your name, you're next up. Sometimes I ask this question to the voice singers, and some of them will say, I don't even remember that. It's a blur. Or it's just go time. So what was your thought process when they called your name and you're walking out there to do it?
Yeah, I just stopped thinking.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I was nervous up until they called my name, and then I was like, okay, I'm not even thinking anymore. So
yeah. I'm assuming at that point is there's really not a whole lot else to really think about. It's go time. It's time to just go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you sang Superman, one of my favorite songs, by the way. Now, was this a song that you have one of your favorites, or you sang it maybe at karaoke's or a lot in the past, or was this a song that just kind of came late in the game?
So this is a song that I didn't particularly sing a whole ton. Mm-hmm. But it's one of my mom's most favorite songs because she, as they mentioned on the show, had pre-existing health issues, and she was in the hospital quite a bit when I was a kid. And she used to listen to the song and play the song around the house. to kind of give her like a sense of strength, because, you know, it's not easy for her to be the person that she is, still having to put on a brave face and be a hero for her kids, yet ultimately be suffering from, you know, a condition. So I feel like it has a very strong meaning, yet also have the ability to show off like my vocal range to the coaches. And that's ultimately what like led to my decision with the song, because it was both emotional but impressive.
Well, that's interesting to me. So let me ask you this: does that potentially prove a challenge, because it is such a personal, emotional song that the emotions might get in there and maybe throw your pitch off a little bit? Was it a little bit of a risky move on your part? Because you was like flawless. I mean, you came across flawlessly.
Thank you. It is a bit scary to kind of like know that you have to give like 100% of your emotions and like kind of give your all into a song, and it's like lyrics and music, and while also like maintaining like structure, if that makes sense. So it was definitely a bit of a challenge in the beginning. Like, what do I do that shows off my voice and shows them what I'm capable of, while also not going, being like too show offish, or not like, kind of putting things in the song that honor it still and its originality and like in its like emotional kind of aspect. So like, what can I do that serves the song but also serves me?
Yeah, I think you nailed that blend. I really do, because even Gwen, when you were coming up to the end of the song, and you could see Gwen was really like touched. She felt your emotions to the song, but not in a bad way at all. You delivered that song with such meaning, and I think that really boded well.
Thank you.
All right, so everybody turned. So when you're out there singing to these legends, you know, and at first you're singing to the back of their chairs, do you notice when everybody's spinning around, or are you like totally focused on the moment and so zoned in? Because I've asked this question to previous singers also, and some of them say, I've even had one of them, I forgot, a couple seasons ago, said that their eyes were closed most of the time when they were singing. So like when they opened them, there was like 3 people turned and they were like shocked. What was it like for you? Like how much does that impact you when you, like, whether or not you hear these chairs spinning around?
I like perceived that they spun around, but like I couldn't quite like comprehend what was going on, and I don't know, like I was just trying to you know, keep the song going, you know, not forget the lyrics.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like a surreal moment. Like I didn't even like comprehend that all 4 spun around until like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes after I actually walked off stage.
Crazy. I mean, I can't even fathom how surreal that moment must have been. You have like these legends, and that's what they are. They're legends in the field, in the music field, and they're just to be standing up there watching them like fight over you. Obviously not like literally fighting, but you know what I mean. They're really going like competing to try to get you.
Yeah.
So what's going through your mind? I mean, you're standing there looking at these legends doing that. I would be like, oh my God, this is nuts.
It was like a dream. Like I was like literally like I'm sleeping right now, because I couldn't quite put together that all 4 of them had turned, and now they were talking to me and saying like, we want you on our team, and like trying to say stuff to like be like coax you to come to my team. So it's pretty surreal. It's pretty cool. And honestly, I came in with the notion that I wanted to pick Michael, just because I really love him as an artist and the way that he performs with such emotion and grace, and how he's such a good person. But after like all of their arguments, I was like a little like nervous, because I was like, how am I supposed to pick? Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So they almost actually, everybody pitched so well that they almost changed your mind that you had preconditioned already for.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
What was it about can you go into it a little bit more about Michael Bublé's pitch that just really sold you?
I don't think that he thought that I was going to pick him because
Oh, he didn't. You could tell by his reaction. He was kind of shocked. You can tell by his reaction.
Yeah, and then afterwards, like, I did not expect that. So he said, like, I don't know, pretty standard stuff. He called me adorable, which, thank you.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't think that he thought that, you know, his argument was going to matter because he went after Gwen, and Gwen said, like, some crazy nice stuff, and she was just, like, over the moon. And I also felt bad because of that.
Yeah, she wanted you bad. Gwen wanted you really bad, for sure.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
So what's life been like for you since you just step out in front of, like, America and get over, like, 1 million views on your YouTube blind audition on the Voice channel? Like how's things changed?
It's pretty much the same.
Really?
Yeah, a girl recognized me the other day at Wendy's, and I got a free Frosty.
Ah, I love it. That's great.
I love free stuff.
Oh, who doesn't? Me too.
But besides that, my life's been pretty regular. I forget that I did it at all until my mom is like, "Hey, you have 900 something views on YouTube," and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I just go back to, like, playing Minecraft or something.
Now it's over 1 million. It's like 1,100,000 views.
Yeah.
So you got recognized. I'm sure you're probably going to get recognized more. I can almost guarantee you're going to go far in this competition.
Thank you.
I've been watching this ever since the first season, and again, I've been doing interviews with the Voice singer since season 8. And song selection is huge, though. Really, 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 really big. I've seen really good singers. They just picked the wrong song, and it really hurt them.
Yeah.
I think as long as you have the right song selections, you're going to go really far. Honestly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Give me your thoughts on song selection.
I don't know. I think that, like, as long as it's a song that, like, it has to be in that range. For me, it feels like it has to be in that range of well-known but not overplayed, because it becomes hard to impress people if you're singing somebody like Whitney Houston or like Amy Winehouse, and everybody's like, yeah, okay, but I've heard that and I know what the original version sounds like and I love that. And, like, if you can top that, which few can, then okay. But, like, if for me, I'm trying to stay more in, like, the song area where people know the song, they like the song, they love the song, but you know, it's not like notorious, and, like, it's not like people try and oversing it at every karaoke you ever heard, or like any show like American Idol or stuff like that.
That's a great answer. And you mentioned Whitney Houston, and anybody who sings a Whitney Houston song, I mean, it's almost like you better have your ducks in a row, because Whitney Houston, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've seen people. I don't know if have you ever seen the Whitney Houston's rendition of the national anthem? It's back when the New York Giants was in the Super Bowl. Have you ever seen that? That to this day just stands all the hairs up in my body. It's just an amazing. So I've seen other singers try to sing some of her hit songs, and some of them are pretty good, you know, but they're just not Whitney Houston, and she made it so effortless.
Yeah.
So that's smart on your part. That's smart.
Thank you.
So talk about Michael Buble a little bit. You picked him. I've never met the man, but what I can see on TV, he just comes across as, like, just what you see is what you get. There's no act for the cameras. He just seems as humble and as genuine as possible. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. That's exactly it. He is super caring, and I feel like he he makes it so easy to talk to him, and like he's very genuine in what he's saying. He's like, I know that this is a game show, kind of, this is a competition, but at the end of the day, I have your career in my hand, and I'm being very gentle and careful with it. Like, this is not just the game, this is your career. Because he was like, I was standing in similar spots to you guys right now. And I feel like that's not something that all coaches tend to notice. And I feel like working with him just has been such a down-to-earth and such a pleasurable experience. And he wished me happy birthday on Instagram.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. That is
even
great.
Still, he's looking out for his artists, and that's super sweet.
That is amazing. And I was hoping that I would hear those words, because I've met a lot of celebrities in my life, and most of them come across basically how I thought they were gonna. But there was a few where I was really disappointed, and it really sucks because you have an expectation. So that's great. That my how I felt about Michael Buble, you validated that. So that's awesome. One of the really nice things about The Voice too, for you will always for the rest of your life you will have this experience and The Voice on your resume too as an artist. And there's nothing anybody can do to take that from you. So what's some advice you can share for somebody out there who's thinking about trying out for a future season of The Voice? There could be somebody out there, there could be a 10-year-old girl out there now, or an 11-year-old boy, and they're, they might have saw your audition and they're thinking about it. So what's some advice you can share for someone like that?
They should definitely do it.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic experience. The whole audition process, besides the crap ton of paperwork, has been super fun. And it has been probably one of the best things that I have experienced thus far in my young life. And it opens you up to a whole new world of artistry, of doing interviews and learning how to carry yourself, and also how to, display your emotions and kind of connect with people through music who are both musical and non-musical.
That's great. You know what else is really cool? I just thought about this. It must be really awesome to be surrounded by the level of talent that you're surrounded by now. I'm talking about the people that made it as far as you have, because they all had to go through the filter process too. So the fact that they're there with you, it just eliminates a lot of singers that didn't quite maybe have a good day, didn't make it. They have though. You have. So what's that like?
I was more nervous than probably for meeting the people than the blind audition.
Wow.
Like, to meet the other artists, I was like, oh no, this is going to be like camp or like school. Like, I have to make a good impression or else I'm not going to have any friends. but that wasn't actually the case. When I went there, like, people just, like, they had little congregations at whatever hotel we were at. And, like, we were, like, talking and stuff like that. And it just became very easy and, like, a nice, it was, like, very natural. And, like, you just make friends automatically. Everybody's super musical. Everybody loves to sing, of course. And they love what they do. Like, the one thing that they all have in common is that they love what they do. And it's just so nice to be in, like, a room full of people who have the same aspirations as you, so that you can kind of connect that way. And, like, you already have something in common, so you don't have to worry about making a good impression.
Totally true. I've had Jake Tankersley on my show already this season, who's a country singer. You probably know who he is. And then I had Jay Paul yesterday, who's a fabulous, unbelievable singer. So some of these people that you're going to be competing against, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got to be on your A game, and you've checked all the boxes, man. So you're going to be a real threat. And what about that 13-year-old? I forgot his young man's name, but he's 13. He's the youngest.
Dr. Galen.
Man, look, he got a coach, which is great, and they're gonna work with him on his runs a little bit. But he is a threat. That kid's gonna be a threat. He's really good for his age, especially.
fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I love his voice.
Yeah, what a good kid, too. All right, well, look, I really, really, really enjoyed having you on the show. Before I let you go, tell everybody out there like where they can follow you on your social medias, if you have a website, and any closing thoughts.
So you can follow me at Shye on pretty much everything on Facebook and on Instagram, which is SHYEZEE. And final thoughts is that this is a wonderful experience, and I'm glad for you guys to see what I do next.
Well, I appreciate your time. I really do. You're a joy and so talented. And I hope we can get you back on and down the road a little piece.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shye.
Thank you so much.